Hi guys, Long White Mane here again. This is the channel where if you can grow your hair down to your butt, you'll never have a bad hair day. Okay, number one, I want to start off with something absolutely insane. Tarte, aren't they wonderful? They rake in millions a year in profit, right? So they go to release a foundation based on their Shape Tape line, and almost like all of their shades are for white people. Well done, Tarte. So like white people are the only people with money for high-end cosmetics? What's the matter with you people? What's wrong with you? You know, Rihanna comes out with a makeup line and it's got an unbelievable range of shades, and it's a great, just about every product I've tried has been wonderful, but and she didn't have to come up with all the shades she did, but she did. And I would, in my naivete, I thought that maybe other companies would follow suit, right? Nah, not them. They haven't learned a thing. And like I said, they apologized, but I'm sorry. You can't apologize for what I think is blatant racism. Okay? It just, it doesn't make any sense to me, and that's all I can put it down to. And shame on Shape Tape, or sorry, shame on Tarte. I won't be buying any of your products ever again. Okay, and usually I do stuff on mental illness, and this is not going to have much to do with that. I do apologize. Um, my roommate that I've known for 15 years, I've lived in this house. We're in his house. I've rented a room from him, and I'm sorry if I'm a bit scattered, but you'll understand in a second. He's if you don't know already, he's a very sick guy. He's got diabetes, he's neuropathy, he's got a nerve problem in his left arm. He's a wreck, okay, and he lived a hard life and chose that life, and now it's catching up to him. Well, day before yesterday, I go into the living room where I wake up, go in the living room where he's parked himself laying on the couch, and I thought was watching television. And I tap him on the shoulder. Hey, buddy, you want some breakfast? Yeah, okay. What do you want to eat? Okay. And he's staring at the TV. He's not really engaging with me at all in a conversation, which normal people do, right? You look at him and say, all right, I'd like some eggs, or you see there's wheels in there turning, right? You see that person in their eyes. Well, this time roommate, he's not able to respond to anything else but okay. I'm sorry, he just, all he says is okay. And I'm trying to get him to talk and say something else, and he won't or can't say anything else. So I call his doctor and I go, "Do any of these medications have this kind of side effect?" And they're like, "No. Have you tested his blood?" And I said, I'll do that. I'll give you a call back. So I get his meter, get it ready, you know, Lance's, get the blood ready and everything. The meter falls apart. Meter won't, it gives me an error reading. I'm like, really? Really? So, okay, I go get my meter, and that ain't working either. It gives me an error reading, and I'm like, this is just what I need right now. So I thought, you know what? Screw it. He's not right. I know he's not right. So I load him, bundle him up in a coat. I get him into the car, and we go to the emergency room. I get him there. Fortunately, they saw him right away. I know there's a lot of flu people out there, and I'm sorry, but he needed care. Um, and the doctor there does blood work, urinalysis. He does a CT scan. He does everything he knows to do within his little realm, and he can't come up with a diagnosis. He can't figure out what's going on. And I asked him, I thought maybe it might be some sort of stroke, like an ischemic stroke, which is it's a baby stroke, in that, you know, um, it's not like the devastating stroke where you see like these poor people, they lose movement in half their body or it kills them, unfortunately. and the doctor said, no, ischemic stroke is not on the list because I don't see any evidence of it. And I thought, well, you're the doctor. Okay. So I get him safely ensconced into the hospital, and I come home. I go in and we go in through the garage, right? And my washer is spewing water everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope I don't have a broken pipe because this is just too much. Well, fortunately, it was just a washer, Oh, thank goodness, right? Because I'm telling you, we've had freezing temperatures here, and pipes get upset when it's freezing, right? And being from California, I don't know any of the stuff. We don't have snow, in northern Southern California, near the beach. We don't get snow or freezing temperatures. So anyway, I get that squared away, and roommate still hasn't changed. There's been no change in his condition, and they're concerned because he's not eating, he's not drinking, he can't respond to them the way that he needs to respond. And so he doesn't have any family except for a son that lives several states away. And I called son, like, that night. I'm like, okay, this is what's happening. And son didn't really seem to care, and it may have been that he just didn't know what to do with that situation because he's never been through it. And so I can understand that. So I've got no judgment against him or anything. He's a smart person. He's not a dumb person. I just don't know him to be uncaring. So it probably is something he just doesn't know what to do. And unfortunately, I don't have a medical power of attorney, so I can't make important decisions when they come. It has to be son that does it. And it's frustrating only because he's several states away. If he were in Texas, it would be much easier, right? I've been through this kind of a situation twice. Both my parents were hospitalized with different things, and they passed away in hospitals, so I kind of get it. Um, so it's not so, you know, what is it? It's not so intimidating to me at this point. But it is a crisis situation, and in a crisis situation, mentally ill people, we have to make sure we focus on our self-care. Um, So what does that mean? That means I have to make sure my medications are up to date. I get plenty of rest, and I have to remember that I can't eat the elephant all at once. I have to take it one bite at a time. So his illness and what's happening with him is just something I'm going to have to take it as it comes because, again, they have no diagnosis. And I can't make major decisions. So it is what it is, and I have to keep remembering that. Why am I telling you all this? Well, I wanted to tell you all this. One, I make these videos for myself because I hope that maybe somebody in a bad way can, watch them. And even though there's scores of other mentally ill videos, videos about mental illness on YouTube, maybe I'll help one person, you know, and I hope that happens. If not, I make them for me because, roommate is a guy. He doesn't talk all that much being a guy. So being a girl and having to babble, blah, 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 these help. Okay, these help. That's all I can say. So anyway, that's why I haven't been posting for the last couple of weeks because he just needed so much of my attention that I just didn't have time to sit down and make this video. Um, as you can see, we have Beatty there curled up on my pillow, which brings me to roommate's dog. Now, you gotta understand, roommate's dog is a black-mouthed cur. And what is that? It's a rare breed that's bred here in the South. I'm talking Texas, southways towards Florida. And they are a dog that's used in hog hunting or just about any kind of hunting that you want to do, I guess. But they're a rare breed, like I said. And if you're not familiar with the breed, you can either Google it or think of it as Old Yeller. You remember that Disney show? The dog in the story in the book is called a black-mouthed cur. Um, this dog is very, very attached to roommate, and so much I used to joke to my roommate that she's his wife. And what's happened was I came home without roommate last night. She saw us both leave. One of us came back, and she is she's fit to be tied. She walks all through the house. She does a perimeter check around the yard. She does all she can do to try to find, her daddy, and he's not here. And so she's not been eating, and she's not, she's drinking okay, but she's not eating. She's not interested in food. She wants to know where her daddy is. And unfortunately, I don't speak dog, so I'm not able to explain what's happening. But if she doesn't eat by tomorrow, I'll have to find something to tempt her with. Worst comes to worst, baby food and rice. I've never seen it fail. I laugh here, but if I don't laugh, I'll cry. And like I said, I'm making these videos because I enjoy making them. And if it helps someone, that's fine. But I haven't forgotten you all. I'm not a flake. It's just I've had things take precedence over it. Um, and I don't care what God or goddess you worship. If you could just send good wishes, good feelings, light a candle for my roommate, I would appreciate that very much, because he certainly needs it. And other than that, I hope your uh, 2018 gives you things that you need and that you want. And I hope it's going better for y'all than it is for me. Thank you very much for watching. And again, shame on Sharp. Uh, I'm losing it. Shame on Tarte Shape Tape. Never going to buy you again. Lost a customer here, and you may not think I'm much, but maybe I'm not. But I am one customer, and I'm sure that you've lost several others as well. Thanks again for watching, and take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself, because your friends and family, they want you to. Okay? Thanks.